Hi, welcome back to my shop. You know, every once in a while we come across a project that changes us. It changes us as a maker, it changes us as a person. This is that project. I want to start off by thanking Doug Fisher over at the Fisher Shop, because without Doug, I would not have known about Beads of Courage. I would not have taken on this project, and I gotta tell you, this project changed me in so many ways. So as much as this video is about me showing you the process of my first segmented turn, it's as much a challenge for all the makers out there to support Beads of Courage. So let's take a second. What's Beads of Courage? Going in the hospital sucks no matter who you are. Nobody wants to be in the hospital. And it's especially true for kids. And when kids are in the hospital, they go through a myriad of emotions. So Beads of Courage came in. It was founded in Tucson, Arizona. And what they do is when a child shows courage for things that are going on around them or the experiences they're having, they get a little glass bead. Well, they need to store those glass beads and things. And that's where us makers come in. We make those vessels for those kids. I decided that I wanted to do something to help Beads of Courage out. So I went out and I actually did my first segmented turn. Never did it before. And in the process, it changed me as a person. I fell in love with the charity. I fell in love with my maker career. And I am challenging all of my maker friends to do the same. Make something for Beads of Courage. But I am hoping you walk away inspired to make it artsy and whimsy and fun, to add imagination to your creativity. I want to thank you for coming back to my channel, and I hope you enjoy this video. And if you like it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. But most importantly, get in your shop, make something beautiful, and give it to these kids. Let's make a hero honeypot. One of the things I learned really quickly about the Hero Honey Pot is it's 120 pieces. That's 120 separate cuts, and they're all different sizes depending on the segment ring. So I figured out pretty quickly, little Ziploc bags go a long way in keeping things separate till I can get them downstairs to the grid that I created so that I can put it back in the right order so I don't end up totally screwing it up. Now that I'm back in the shop and all the segments have been cut and we're ready to start glue up, I'd like to introduce you to my favorite shirt. I wear this all the time, and I'm calling a shop foul on myself. When I was cutting on my table saw, I don't know if you noticed, but I was intelligent enough to roll my sleeves up because I certainly don't want to get this stuck, but I forgot to tuck my shirt in. And I don't know if you noticed, but the shirt actually got caught on cutting segment number 8 on my ink remiter and got pulled towards the table. That is a huge no-no and could have been disastrous. So I believe in upfront and honest. I'm confident with my tools, as I'm sure you are. I just love this shirt so much, I forgot to take it off. And in the process, I put myself and my shirt in danger. Let's be safe in our shops, okay? Let's think things through. let's take a minute. Let's talk about gluing up segments. After I did my prototype, which I absolutely did after watching a bunch of YouTube videos, did a lot of reading. There's got to be 5 or 6 different ways to glue up segments. And look, it's rinse, lather, repeat. Glue, stick together, clamp up. That being said, I tried a couple different methods. I think what worked out for me was copious amounts of glue because it's end grain, so that it squeezes out, and then clamping it together, hammering it a little bit to make sure that everything is level. Next is to glue them together and get them on the lathe. Things are working out pretty well, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Well, we got to see what it's going to look like, right? life have you down? Feel like you've been kicked in the teeth? Don't get depressed. Don't get upset. Just flock it. It's a project, and I'm over the moon about it. In the end, we originally started with the idea of using orange Asagi, but I went all in on Paduk because I like the red color. And yeah, the StoneCoat Countertops Resin Epoxy. I used Artcoat to create that honey drip look. It's my first signed piece that's kind of fun, and every time a child opens this up and they look, it's going to give them a special message that maybe will help them feel a little bit better for just a while. An immensely rewarding project. The question is, are you in? I'm challenging you makers, because I'm not done yet. I got more designs, and yeah, This is the best thing I've done in a long time. It's your turn. See you on the next one.